What is going on, everybody? Bring your body. And welcome to another edition of College Football Showdown. Here presented by Prime Sports World. I'm your host, Israel Rivera, aka Izzy. And there goes my main man, Christian Simpson from the Daily Blitz blog. And guess what, Christian? Today marks the day. It's history, college football, the first ever CFP, the 12-team format. CFP starts tonight with my Notre Dame Fighting Irish going against them Indiana Hoosiers over there somewhere. Christian, what's going on? How you doing? And what a great day. This is going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you have the games tonight. You have 5 games tomorrow. You have the NFL on Sunday. We have Monday night with your Green Bay Packers. And then Christmas Day, we got 2 football games. So it's really a great time to be a football fan. The game is, I think, at its peak right now. And as far as this show is concerned, there's nobody else I'd rather be talking the college game with right now than you, man.
Absolutely. We got some good games going on today. But before we start the show, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast here at Prime Sports Sport on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And if you catch us on Roku, you can catch us on the Hodel Sports Network. We're not on there tonight, but we will be. We're usually on there every day of the week. And then go ahead and check out our website at PSWMG. Go ahead and check out every streaming platform where podcasts can be heard. That's what we're on. And go ahead and catch Christian Simpson's Daily Blitz, the dailyblitz.blog for all of your football content right there as he drops those gems. And we'll obviously give him shout outs through the night. But anyways, starting first, there were some great games. I did mention you wanted to talk a little bit about them Florida Gators. Hey, look, I want to say this to everybody out there. Hey, the Florida Gators, they did this on purpose, right? So a couple of the guys that are going to the draft, they, went to the draft. They're not playing, but they did this on purpose. They played some freshmen, like they freshmen played some key plays. Obviously, we know about DJ Lagway, but I'm gonna say this: Florida Gators will be a top 5 team next season in the CFP. You'll see 2 years of dominance for the next 2 years under Billy Napier. It's all coming together. But I like the Florida Gators future. We see it tonight. You see that offense with them with DJ Lagway, albeit he did throw 2 interceptions, but he had a touchdown. It's the running game for me. I like the way they run the football. Jaden Bowles, the true freshman, he had 70 yards. Jacoby Jackson running the ball hard. KD Daniels, they had 224 yards of rushing, 305 yards of passing. And let me tell you something. Tony Livingston, he's that dude is going to be a star at tight end. 6'5", 254. We didn't see a lot of him this season, but he came out. He had four catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Aiden Mizell, TJ Abrams, both freshmen. Those guys stood out tonight. Yes, Florida's for real. And then they got a whole bunch of edge rushers, Christian, that are underclassmen that can get after the quarterback. I like their future. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, and I think they're doing the right thing by bringing Billy Napier back. Let Billy recruit, let him get the players that he wants to get, and I think good things are going to happen. And I would just love to see another team in this SEC really come to the fold, because Alabama, I think they're going to be okay under Kalen DeBoer. This was the first year, and remember, Alabama struggled the first year under Nick Saban, but I think things ended up turning around. Right, that you have LSU, and I think Brian Kelly goes in to 2025 on a hot seat. Georgia, Georgia's done what they've done. Texas is in the fold. Tennessee is in the fold. I would love to see Florida kind of make things a bit more interesting. And then don't forget, we have Ole Miss as well.
Yeah, and in this game against Tulane, I'm telling you, that Florida defense was all over. And I think I didn't shout out their secondary, but that Florida defense was excellent. They had 3 picks in this game. Tulane was virtually just not even, they were non-existent. They scored in garbage time at the end of the game, and Florida had a sizable lead, 26-0 on them at one point. I'm telling you, man. I've been saying this for a little minute. Once they took the reins and gave DJ Lagway the book to go ahead and execute the offense, and he was named a full-time starter. That's when I saw the future of the Florida Gators, and I'm gonna give them a big shout out. And I got a lot of Florida Gator fans on my Facebook as my Facebook friends that are going to be proud of that statement that I said that. But anyways, moving on to the first topic, the Heisman Trophy winner. We have to talk about that. Congratulations to Travis Hunter winning the 2024 Heisman Trophy. TJ Christian, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I better not do that.
You all good, man.
I just had TJ. Me and TJ just did a show last night. Anyways, 92 receptions. The dual wide receiver, defensive back Travis Hunter, probably the best, probably number one overall pick in this upcoming draft. 92 receptions, 1,152 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball, and then 31 tackles, 11 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 4 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. Not to mention, he was not thrown at pretty much majority of the year. And Travis Hunter just was an impact player for the Colorado Buffs on both sides of the ball all season long. He actually edged out Ashton Zenzi, who had an excellent record-breaking season at Boise State, the Boise State running back, by only 215 points. He had 2,231 votes to 2017. Closest race since 2009. I believe that was the Mark Ingram and Toby Gerhardt Heisman. If I'm not mistaken, Christian.
Yeah. Well, first, congratulations to all 4 candidates. I mean, that got there. You don't get there without having a spectacular season, but unfortunately, only one guy could win. And for most of the year, I have been saying it was Ashton Zenzi, but I really wasn't surprised that Travis Hunter won. I mean, he was everything for that Colorado Buffaloes team this year on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, so let me ask you something. Was this one of the best seasons by a football player in college football, on either side of the football? Just in general, like where does this rank in terms of seasons of Heisman Trophy winners with Travis Hunter? Because obviously he dominated on both sides of the football. Where does this rank? Where does he rank as probably your Heisman Trophy winners?
I mean, what Joe Burrow did in 2019 was absolutely phenomenal. He threw 60 touchdown passes that year.
Yes,
and
sir.
I mean, that LSU team was such a juggernaut. What Derrick Henry did in 2015. And I have been saying throughout the year what Ashton Zenzi did all year for Boise State. That was the best I've seen from a running back since Derrick Henry. I love what Devontae Smith did for Alabama. That's the best season I've seen from a wide receiver. And I mean, we've seen Charles Woodson do this, but I don't think at this high volume. Which
Not on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas, Charles made more of his impact as a defender.
And as a returner as well
on special teams.
Yeah, and we got to remember that's one wrinkle that Travis Hunter didn't do. That I got to bring that up is that Charles Woodson played special teams as well, and so he returned punts, he returned kicks as well, and so that's something Travis Hunter didn't do, and Charles Woodson impacted the game on that side of the football. They literally kept him on the field like all the time. In 97. So and then you also I gotta look at like Reggie Bush, right? I gotta look at obviously Barry Sanders, obviously
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow was another one. Who else am I missing here? Ricky Williams, right? Had an excellent season. But when you look at like Ashton Zenzi, it's kind of crazy that he didn't win. Like I look at like a guy like Melvin Gordon too, as well in Wisconsin, very similar numbers, and he kind of got the holes as well. Didn't win the Heisman Trophy, so it's something about college running backs. It's like if you're not, I want to say this. At least Ashton Zenzi, he might get the last laugh because his team's in the CFP. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
His team's, and it's the same thing as like Vince Young, right? Vince Young probably should have won the Heisman that year. Reggie Bush won it. congratulations. But Vince Young got the last laugh and won the national championship over the USC Trojans. So, it's one of those things. But congratulations to Travis Hunter. And this is big for the program, right? Deion Sanders, and even for like the HBCUs, right? Like even Jackson State, like he started his career at Jackson State, right? Like Jackson State could say, man, that guy, we had a Heisman Trophy winner come through our school and play for our school. Deion Sanders created, he developed the Heisman Trophy candidate. You don't think guys are going to come to Colorado and notice that? Like, man, this guy, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, develops winning players. He's going to have his son, Travis Hunter, and his two sons are probably going to get, his Shiloh's probably going to be picked in the third, fourth round or something like that. And his two, and Travis Hunter and Shador are going to get picked in the top 3. So top 5, definitely for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you develop that type of talent, that's big for Colorado as well.
It really is. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think there's anything else for me to even add on to that because you're spot on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And so here we are, and the first round of the college football playoff preview, baby. And we have the first game on the slate. You can catch this game. You can catch this preview actually on the Daily Blitz blog, as Christian already previewed this game earlier, so you guys don't want to miss that. So catch that article online. But yes, we have number 10 Indiana going up against the number 7 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Christian, you got the floor. You wrote the article. I want to hear what you think. Your thoughts on this game should be kicking off or already kicked off right now.
Yeah, well, when I look at Indiana, they have been such a great story. But besides the story, they've been one of the more entertaining teams to watch in the country because they're balanced offensively. They average 43 points a game. You know who averaged more than them, Izzy? The Miami Hurricanes and Cam Ward. They're balanced. And Curtis Rourke, he really makes the difference here. Gets rid of the ball quickly, spreads the ball out to his receivers. And he's the type of player that Kurt Cignetti wants to coach. And they do it on the defensive side. They play a lot of zone because they rely heavily on that front four to get home without applying pressure. And, that's tough to do in today's day and age of football. Then you look at Notre Dame. Izzy, I remember talking to you the day Notre Dame lost to NIU. And you said, you know what? Your words, you were like, we going to be better because of this. And look at what happened. I think that loss to NIU was a blessing in disguise for them. And the guy that makes this engine go is one of my favorite players in the country. And he goes by the name of Jeremiah Love. And the matchup I'm looking forward to tonight in this game, as we speak, is Indiana's run defense against the ground attack of Notre Dame. Because Indiana, they're going to want to put this ball in the hands of Riley Leonard and say, hey, you're going to beat us from throwing the ball. But they have to contain him as well. Keep him in that pocket. I think this is going to kind of be a slugfest, kind of grind it out, dog fight. Both teams try to get a feel for one another. But in the end, I just think Notre Dame, they're the better team. And that's why they're going to prevail and move on.
Absolutely. And when we look at it, I mean, look at their last game against USC, rivalry game. They ran for 258 yards. Riley Leonard had 50 yards. Jadarian Price, 111 yards. Jeremiah Love, 99 yards. All 3 touchdowns. Riley Leonard is a dual threat guy. We already know how Riley Leonard goes, right? I mean, we saw him at Duke, barring the injuries. When he's not injured and not banged up, which we saw him all this year, he's been injury-free. He's a dangerous quarterback, a dangerous weapon for Notre Dame. And this is why you go get a quarterback like Riley Leonard. He's, big. He can, he can make throws. He's 6'4", 216. He can run the football. He's accurate with the ball. He makes great decisions. I mean, he's not going to wow you with his arm. And then you also got guys like Mitchell Evans, who's one of the best tight ends in college football, right? So, Notre Dame has, a lot of weapons here. And, when I look at like defensively, that's where, it goes. You got Xavier Watts, right? One of the best safeties in college football. You have is it Cam? I'm missing out on my DB's name here. But number 5, Cam, I was going to say Thomas, but it's killing me right now. But anyways, these guys, man, Jack Kaiser, right? Christian Gray, they got guys all over the field that, are just dominant for Notre Dame. So, and I don't think that Indiana has a shot at keeping up with this type of talent on the field. We saw it against Ohio State. They weren't that great against them. They played a cupcake schedule in the Big Ten, in my opinion, and they just didn't. They didn't look like a great team against a good opponent. And so they're going against another opponent who, since NIU, they've had probably one of the best, highest, in terms of points per game differentials. They've been blowing teams out left and right.
Yeah.
It's been been wild for them. And so I do believe I'm thinking of Benjamin Morrison, my bad. But anyways, this team is going to be able to be able to run the football against Indiana. I think they'll be able to play dominant press coverage on Indiana's wide receivers. Give me Notre Dame. Obviously, you see the colors that I'm rocking.
And you
Give
see
me
the
Notre
jacket.
Dame.
Izzy, I
And
might
you see
need
the jacket.
look, man.
And,
I need that. I might need the. Ooh, my
hey,
boy
hold on. You see? Hey, no, hold on. You see this? These is legends right here. This is the four horsemen right here.
Yep.
So, hey, look. Let me. Hey, we're gonna play like champions today. I'm gonna tell you that right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell all them damn. I don't want to look ahead, but god damn it, I'm gonna look ahead. All them Georgia fans been talking, been yapping all last 2 weeks to me. All them Georgia fans, oh, we gonna see y'all. We gonna see y'all. And when y'all see us, oh, y'all gonna have to deal with us. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on to the next game. We got number 11 SMU, who lost at the buzzer to Clemson in the ACC championship game. They're going against the number 6 Penn State Nittany Lions tomorrow. That's a 11 o'clock game tomorrow. Christian, you have the floor. Your thoughts on this game?
Well, SMU, the situation that they were in was very similar to TCU all those years ago when they played Kansas State in that conference title game. Man, I just said to myself, Izzy, and I think I remember even telling you after they lost that game, they still got to make the playoffs because they still made their conference title game even though they lost. And my thing is, why wouldn't you reward a team who played in their conference title game and fell short, but you want to reward a team who didn't even make it to their conference title game? Please make it make sense. But I love what Kevin Jennings has done. Yeah, I love what their Brashard Smith has done. Their running back, they play defense, they can get up the field. But this is going to be a test because Penn State's a physical football team, and I don't think people realize that they can score, that they're able to dominate the line of scrimmage, and this is the best set of weapons that I think this Penn State offense has had in quite some time. I'm looking at obviously the running backs, Tran Allen, Nick Singleton. He's the best tight end in the country, but I think the difference maker in this game on Saturday, tomorrow is going to be Harrison Wallace III, because look at all the attention that the running backs and Tyler Warren's going to command. That's going to leave Harrison on an island. I like Penn State. I just think they're going to be a little too physical for SMU.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough game. I mean, Kevin Jennings is, probably he'll definitely be coming back. I mean, SMU is gonna be a dangerous team next season. The Lions 9 points. Both teams can score. It is definitely that physicality. I do, I can see that being an issue for SMU. I mean, they're just getting kind of back into that being a dominant program again. I think they can take that ACC by storm for years to come. I think this year, this is going to be one of those years. Yeah, we made the CFP, but we could probably be better next year. I think they will be better next year. I like Penn State as well. Tyler Warren. He won the Mackey Award. You just mentioned it. Tron Allen, Nicholas Singleton. I mean, SMU has a really good rush defense. They're 4th in the nation in rushing defense. So this is they only allow 2.74 yards per carry. So that's going to be tested for Penn State. But obviously, man, look, man, quarterbacks got to make got to make the plays in the end, right? And so when you look at Penn State, hey man, our quarterbacks got to make them throws, and I'm looking for Drew Aller to step up when he needs to, especially if SMU puts on those points against Penn State on the outside. If they can get that outside game going, it could be a long day for Penn State, but in the end, Drew Aller's got to make those throws, and you can't make those turnovers. I know he had 2 interceptions. He's had pretty much one of those years where it's. I really would have loved to see a little bit more from him this season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when that running game ain't going, how is Drew Aller gonna make those plays? And that's what I want to see. I still got Penn State. I like the defense as well against SMU. I think it's gonna be a little closer than 9 points, though. I will say
see that.
I think it's going to be closer than 9 points. And then next game we got on the slate, we got number 12 Clemson, the ACC champions, winning the game at the buzzer against SMU to get in, going up against the highly touted number 5 Texas Longhorns, who lost twice to Georgia, including the SEC championship game. Both teams have great head coaches. Dabo Swinney on one end, Kirby Smart on the other.
Izzy Jeremiah Love looks like he's about to take it to the house.
Oh yeah, he's about to. He's about to, son. Hey. Just know we coming, baby. It's about to be a dominating performance.
Izzy, you better let him know.
It's about to be a dominating performance. Look. I'm telling you, we letting them know. Hey, it's all good. We ain't got to do no more talking. We just playing on the field now. At this point, we just letting our game do the talking. You know what I'm saying?
Izzy, listen.
Hey, look.
Izzy, I'm gonna say it for you. You ain't hard to find.
Hey, we ain't hard to find because we right here, baby. We right in front of your face. We right in front of your face, G. Hey, look. Clemson, I'm just excited. Clemson, Texas. Tell me who you got.
Man, when I look at
little mama.
There you go.
Let's go.
Nah, this is gonna be interesting. ACC, SEC. I love what Clemson's done this year because K. Klubnik has climbed that ladder, and we talked about this at the beginning of the year. He had to be great for them to have a chance, but they have a very underrated player named Phil Maffa that a lot of people don't really watch. Strong running back, powerful, kind of reminds me of like a bigger version of Doug Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And Clemson, what are they always known for? Their defense. Then you look at Texas, and Izzy, I told you at the end of the SEC championship between Georgia and Texas that you couldn't have asked Texas defense to play any better. It was their offense that lost them that game because every time they were in the red zone, they came away with 3 and they left points on the table. And you can't do that. They missed Calvin Banks in that game, though, which he might be playing. He probably is going to play in this game. He had that ankle injury. We already know Calvin Banks is one of the best offensive tackles, if not the best offensive tackle in football in the country right now. So they were missing him in the red zone. So they're bringing him back. So those issues might But like I said, man, we might see a Tua Jalen Hurts situation here again. If Quinn Ewers is struggling against Clemson, we might see that boy Manning come out against Clemson. And my thing is, how healthy is Quinn Ewers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, how healthy is he? Because when he's healthy, I think he's one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in college football.
Mm-hmm. And it says right here, I just got a nice tidbit. The last time Quinn Ewers and K. Klubnik faced each other was in the Texas Class 6A state championship.
I remember
game.
that. I remember
in 2021. They were both the highest recruited recruits in the nation, and K. Klubnik won that one. So, hey, man, can lightning strike twice for K. Klubnik and Clemson? They're going into a hostile environment, to say the least, in Texas. Those fans are going to be raucous. This is going to be an interesting game. I do like that running. I do like that you brought up Phil Maffa. They are going to have to lean a little bit on that rushing game. K. Klubnik is going to have to go against one of the best defensive back units in the nation, right? You're going against the Thorpe winner and Jahdae Barron, right? Michael Taffe, guys like that. So, hey, look, Texas has a great defense, and K. Klubnik is going to be pushed to the brink. I just think in the end, Texas just has way too much firepower, especially offensively. I don't know if we're gonna see, you know, if we're gonna see Manning uh, in this game, but Texas the last two games has struggled offensively, especially against Texas A&M, especially against Georgia. They struggled a little bit. They struggled against Arkansas a couple weeks before that. And like you said, is Quinn Ewers all the way healthy? We don't know. But you
Right.
can't throw the ball 46 times again this week. You're gonna have to relieve a little bit on that running game. I want to see Quintrivion Wisner, run the ball more effectively. I think with Kelvin Banks coming back, you'll see that. But I like Texas to win this football game.
Yeah, I'm
Definitely.
with you. I'm with you. I
Yes.
like Texas as well. I just think across the board, that's going to be tough for Clemson to overcome.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be a tough test for Clemson. I don't think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Texas is going to come out right out the bat, score 14 to 20 points, and just put it away right in the first
I can
quarter.
see that.
I can see first quarter they just jump all over Clemson and it's just a wrap. And like that, this is where you start to say, okay, Dabo, is Dabo the right guy? You gotta say yes, right? He gets you in the CFP. You gotta say yes, but when it comes down to it, Clemson used to be the cream of the crop. Now we got about 5-6 teams that are in that cream too. Now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you don't stand out, and when you got this NIL, this world of the NIL and transfer portal, Dabo, time's gonna have to change. You saw Nick Saban say, "Hey, deuces, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this." Dabo, if he wants to remain Clemson's head coach, he's got to follow these. He's got to play by these rules, man. And it's getting dirty out here. And guys, you gotta throw that money at these young cats, because they ain't coming to your program based off of Deshaun Watson and what he did, you know what I mean, or what Trevor Lawrence did. They don't care about program prestige. They don't care about coach prestige no more. They don't care about national. They really damn near don't even care about national championships no more. You gotta make sure you gotta get those guys and put them in positions where, hey, look, coach, in 3 years, can I be? Can I be in the NFL? You're gonna put me in the NFL. In 3 years, am I gonna win some awards? But you got to be able to manage that individual success and put it together with the team success. In my opinion, that's where we're at in college football, Christian.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Dabo has won those 2 championships, but it's all about what have you done lately.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got his work cut out against number 5 Texas. And we're on to the last CFP game of this weekend, and that is number 9 Tennessee Rocky Top going into the shoot, baby, against number 8 Ohio State. Ohio State coming off of that loss against Michigan. Didn't even make it to the Big Ten championship game. Number 9 Tennessee gets in, good strength of schedule, has been a player all season long. Christian, who do you got winning this game? Is this something that we're gonna drop here?
Izzy, were you reading my mind again? Izzy,
I was just
Listen.
trying to cue you in.
Listen, let's do it on my count.
Let's do it.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3. Shameless plug.
Number one, baby. Listen, this is the game when the bracket came out. I called you and I said, Izzy, out of all 4 of these matchups, Tennessee and Ohio State is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. And you were like, okay, I agree with you, but I want to hear why you say that. Simple. Both these teams are very similar than I think a lot of people realize. They both thrive on running games. Both have good quarterbacks. Tennessee has the young kid in Nico Iamaleava. And Will Howard is a veteran. You bought him to Columbus for a game of this magnitude. Then you look at the defenses. Ohio State's been phenomenal this year on the defensive side of the ball. And Ryan Day hit the jackpot. And Tennessee, they're phenomenal at getting off the field on 3rd down. And they only give up 13 points a game. So I think this is going to be hard-hitting. I think it's going to be physical. And I think it's going to be an old-school game. But the big question mark is, can Nico make a big play when it matters most? And will the weather affect them? I don't think so, because Tennessee is a physical football team. And I say this to you when we break down the NFL, and I'm going to say it to you on college as well. Physicality travels. It don't matter where you
Hmm.
play.
Right. Yeah.
Physical football travels. They have a strong offensive line, and they have one of the more underrated players in the country in Dylan Sampson. And I think
Hmm.
more about to know about this young man these next couple of weeks, depending on how far Tennessee goes. Um, the one thing I noticed about Ohio State when they played Michigan was they kept trying to run the football and it wasn't there. Use those wide receivers. Use Egbuka.
Hmm.
Use Carnell Tate. Use
Yep.
Jeremiah Smith. You have arguably the best trio of receivers in the
In the
nation. Use
nation.
those guys. I preview this one tomorrow. Of course, Izzy gets to check it out first, but be on the lookout for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Be on the lookout for that article here. He'll probably drop that at 6 p.m., right? Because they start at 7. So 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Yep.
Catch that on the Daily Blitz.blog. Christian previews Tennessee and Ohio State. Look here, Christian. You brought up a great point, and this is the only point. This is one of the main points. Can Ohio State? There's two things. Two things. When we saw him in the Michigan game, right? Ohio State had a tough time dealing with that physical offensive line, a physical defensive line, especially with Mason Graham up the middle and the pressure. Well, they're facing one of the best defensive linemen in the nation in James Pierce, baby, one of the best ends in the nation. They're going to have to deal with that menace in him. So can you deal with the big juggernaut like James Pierce? And then you brought up Dylan Sampson. This team is going to run the ball. They're going to be physical. They saw the blueprint, what Michigan brought to the table. And let me tell you something. Michigan don't have a quarterback. Tennessee got a quarterback and Nico Iamaleava. So those are things that Ohio State is going to have in the back of the head. Look, the only thing is that Nico's a young quarterback. And this is going to be, are the lights too bright for him? And that's going to be the question here. Are the lights too bright for Nico? And that's going to be a big one right here. Ohio State, hey, man, let's keep it simple. Let's get it to our playmakers. Let's get it to Jeremiah Smith. Let's get to Emeka Egbuka. Let's give it to Carnell Tate. But also, let's establish the running game offensively, right? You have two horses back there, two thoroughbreds back there that you can hand the ball out to. Your fans are going to be rockets. You have the advantage. Tennessee don't play in this cold weather. You do, right? That it's going to be 100,000 plus screaming fans in the horseshoe, making it difficult on a freshman or sophomore or freshman quarterback. So we're gonna have to, bring up that pressure defensively. We're gonna throw the kitchen sink at Nico Iamaleava. I like Ohio State to win this football game, Christian. I don't know about you. We'll talk. We'll see that tomorrow when Christian drops that preview tomorrow. But I like Ohio State to win by at least 10 plus points in this game against Tennessee. And I believe the spread is 7 points. So 10 points is good. It's a 7-point spread for Ohio State at home. I like Ohio State, even though I hate to say that. So even though I hate to say it, I like Ohio State to win this football game. But anyways, you guys let us know who you guys are going think is going to win in this comment section. SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State. And that's a wrap for the show, Christian. I want to get to watching this football game here, Notre Dame, Indiana. You guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast here on Prime Sports World. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can catch us on the Huddle Sports Network, on the Roku TV, and on Amazon Fire Stick. And you can catch us on every podcast, on every streaming platform where podcasts can be heard. And go ahead and check out Christian's website at the dailyblitz.blog, bringing you all that football content here. But I am your host, Izzy, and that is Christian Simpson there from the dailyblitz.blog. And Christian, what do I like to say? If I don't see you, happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Okay, which I probably will maybe see y'all next Friday. But anyways, happy holidays, happy New Year, and good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And Izzy, what do I like to say? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Enjoy it with your families. Be safe, eat good food, enjoy the sports that are coming on. And you just threw it off the backboard for me to say, holla at your boy.
Let's go, baby. Go ND.
All
Holla
right,
at you,
Izzy,
Christian.
let's go.
Peace out,
Izzy, we got
baby.
a game. We got a game to text through. Let's go.
Yes, so let's go.